Not all men are cut from the same cloth. This is especially obvious when it comes to how they behave and interact with women, even though there are some common similarities. The way that different types of men communicate with women can vary to a great degree. One type of man that seems to generate a great seduction and allure for women is the high-value man. These men are the guys who set themselves apart from the traditional average guy. They are the top-shelf men who are nonconformists, and reside within the 1% of the entire male population. And while they may not follow traditional gender roles, they still understand how to drive women wild in all the ways that matter. With the ability to think differently being one of their biggest strengths, they are easily viewed as unpredictable and intoxicating to the opposite sex. While low-value men may try their best to stick to strategies and tactics, a man of high value will trailblaze his own path, and freehand his own script. Not only does this make him more of a challenge, but also makes him more alluring in the process. And while there are very many ways to drive women wild, here are 10 ways high-value men accomplish this. Number 1. They're not ashamed to be themselves. High-value men are very comfortable in their own skin, and don't apologize for who they are. This self-assurance is extremely attractive to women. They don't try to please everyone, or fit into a category that doesn't suit them. This authenticity allows them to be much more charismatic and enticing. While low-value men may try to be who they think women want them to be, or may even try to project an image of perfection, these men simply let their true colors shine. They don't ever try to impress anyone, they just are who they are. Being authentic and not apologizing for it is something not many men have the courage enough to do, which will make you stand out even more. When a man is comfortable enough to just be himself, it shows self-assurance and confidence. This is one of the most magnetic traits a man can have, since it allows for his unique personality to shine through. The high-value man personality type is only found in the top 1% of men, which is why many women don't understand how to handle it at first. However, once they realize that you're not like anyone they've ever met before, they're easily hooked. This will absolutely help to arouse some serious interest from the opposite sex. Number 2. They don't require a female's validation. High-value men aren't looking for her acceptance or approval. They're not trying to win her over or impress her. They couldn't care less about what she actually thinks of them. This doesn't mean they're impolite or disrespectful, rather that they don't place her on a pedestal. They see her as nothing more than their equal, and are not afraid to challenge her. And while many women are used to men who accommodate their every need and tell them everything that they want to hear, men of high value are a refreshing change of pace. This doesn't mean that you should start being ill-mannered or rude, rather that you shouldn't go out of your way to go above and beyond trying to please her. Simply put, if she doesn't like you for who you are, then she's not worth your time. When women see that you don't care about their acceptance, it will make them wonder about all kinds of things. This will get them thinking about you long after you've left her presence. They'll be asking themselves why you're not interested in winning them over, and what it is you're looking for. Many women are not used to this type of behavior from men, so it will certainly stimulate their interest. They are used to low-value men trying to impress them by doing everything they can to win their approval. However, when a high-value man does the opposite, it really gets their attention. Number 3. They get women in the present moment. High-value men have a way of getting women out of their own heads, and into the present moment. They're not timid to say what's on their mind, and are not shy to ask the tough questions. This allows women to see things from a different point of view, and to think about things from a new perspective. It also helps them to let go of their inhibitions, and be more go with the flow. Many women are so used to men who just agree with everything they have to say and do, that they find these different types of guys refreshing. They're not afraid to push her boundaries or challenge her. They enjoy testing a female's limits, and seeing what she is actually capable of. This doesn't mean that you should be impolite or rude, rather that you should be willing to push her out of her comfort zone a bit. Testing her boundaries will help her to grow as a person, and become more confident as a result. It will also help you to get to understand her better, and to see what she's really made of. High-value men are often very intelligent and logical people, which means they can help challenge women in many different ways. They're not just challenging her mentally, but emotionally as well. This could be a very stimulating and intoxicating experience for both parties. These men are not taking advantage of women, however they are just helping them grow and expand their horizons. Number 4. They don't have a problem telling her no. Many men have a hard time saying the word no to women. They think that any woman who shows interest in him could be a potential girlfriend or sexual partner. They don't want to risk offending her or making her feel not accepted, so they oftentimes say yes. For them, their top priority is getting laid. High-value men don't have this problem. They are very comfortable refusing women. They know that not every woman who shows interest in him is a possible partner, and they're not afraid to reject and turn her down. If they don't want to do something, they will easily say no. This doesn't mean that these guys are impolite, rude, or that they just simply don't like women. They just have a very different point of view on women. They see them as individuals, not potential bed notch counts. This allows them to be more selective, and have higher standards in their interactions with women. Most men only see women in terms of what they can get from them. Their minds are filled only with thoughts of the bedroom, and how to get sex. Everywhere they go, they're always on the prowl. So how can a man like this ever refuse a woman? Only if their imagination is filled with something else more important or significant. If they have a clear vision of what they want and where they're going in life, they won't be easily sidetracked by a sexy body or a gorgeous face. This is what allows high-value men to remain focused and stay on course. Number 5. They oftentimes improvise and go off script. Men of high value are nonconformists, who don't follow societal rules. They hate following the same old lame path everyone else takes, and don't believe in doing things just because that's the way things have always been done. This doesn't mean they're always contrary, and are constantly going against the grain just for the hell of it. They just don't believe in blindly following rules and protocols. They are free-spirited independent thinkers, who are not shy about challenging the status quo. This often manifests itself in the way they communicate and interact with women. While it's important to be polite, high-value men don't feel the need to stick to a script. They often improvise on the fly, and do things their own way. They may approach a woman in a unique way, or say something completely unexpected. They don't use the same old lame hook lines and routines that many other guys use. It's important to note that high-value men don't do this just to be different. They actually believe in what they're doing, and oftentimes have a very valid reason for improvising and going off script. Number 6. They don't know or care about the latest trends. Men of high value are oftentimes very unconventional and free-spirited. They don't care about following the latest trends, or assimilating in with the crowd. They would rather do their own thing, and march to the beat of their own drum. This can be very alluring to women, since you're not a sheeple. You're your own person, with your own original thoughts and opinions. This independence could be both a positive and a negative thing. On the one hand, it shows that you're not afraid to be different. You're not going to blend in with the crowd just because it's an easier thing to do. You're able to find your own way in life, and that can be very empowering. On the other hand, this could also make you seem unapproachable or aloof. If you're very independent, she might get the sense that you don't care about her or anyone else. It's critical to strike a balance between being independent and being interested. You don't want to be too clingy, however you also don't want to seem like you don't care. Find a sweet spot where you're assertive enough to do your own thing, however still interested enough to show that you care about her and what she has to say. When it comes to fashion, this can be very inconsequential. They would rather dress in a way that is comfortable for them, and expresses their unique personality. They detest the herd mentality, and the pressure to conform to societal norms. While it is important to dress well and take pride in your appearance, you shouldn't get too caught up in the latest fashion trends. Just wear what you like and what makes you feel good. Number 7. They are not afraid to let go and walk away. High-value men are very independent, and are not shy to walk away from situations that don't serve them. If a woman is being clingy or demanding, they will have no problem ending the relationship. They are not going to put up with someone who is too controlling, or drain their energy. These men understand their own worth, and will not settle for less. They would rather spend their time alone, than be with someone who doesn't appreciate their time. They are not the type of people who stay with a relationship or a situation, just because it's easy or convenient. This can be a very hard truth pill for women to swallow. They oftentimes think that these men are just running away from their problems, however this is not the case. In fact, high-value men are very brave. They're not scared to face their problems head-on, however they also understand when it's time to cut their losses and move on. This is a lesson that we can all learn from these sorts of men. There's nothing wrong with admitting that something isn't working out. Sometimes the best thing a person can do is walk away. Number 8. They are easygoing and relaxed. High-value men are known for their laid-back, relaxed attitude. They don't take things too seriously and don't get worked up about the small things. This can be very frustrating for people who are consistently trying to get them to do things, or are always trying to get their attention. These men live in the moment, and focus on what's significant to them. They don't let other people's opinions or expectations dominate their behavior. This can be very liberating, however it can also be very confusing for women. Used to a more traditional way of thinking, many women take this relaxed attitude as a sign of indifference or even being uninterested. They don't know that these men are very aware of what's happening around them. Their logic and rationality are always working, even when they appear aloof and not paying attention. This can be one of the most aggravating things about interacting with a man of high value. On the surface, it seems like they don't really care, however the truth is, they care very deeply about the things that matter to them the most. They just don't allow themselves to get wrapped up in other people's drama or let unimportant things bother them. Number 9. They compliment her unexpectedly. Men of high value are not the type of guys who give out compliments regularly. In fact, they oftentimes avoid them altogether. This might seem like an odd thing to do, however these men understand that compliments can come across as being insincere and meaningless. Of course, there are times when a compliment is justified, however men of high value want their compliments to be meaningful. They want them to be earned. This shows that you're not the type of man who just gives out empty praise. Compliments will then carry more weight and will be meaningful. They don't compliment just anyone in order to gain something from them. They do it because they truly mean it, and there is no other motivation behind it. Most women are used to receiving compliments all the time, however they oftentimes don't believe them. They understand that most men are just trying to flatter them, and they can see right through it. On the other hand, these men are much more choosy with their compliments. They see females in a completely different light than most other men. They tend to care more about how a woman behaves rather than how they look, since they are interested in the actions that show their character. This is why their compliments will often be about her intellect, wit or accomplishments. A woman who is used to receiving compliments about her appearance all the time may find this refreshing. It shows that you care about more than just her looks. Number 10. Their enigmatic nature keeps a woman guessing. High-value men are often mysterious and are always on the move. They're the type of men you can't quite figure out. This sense of mystery can be very enticing to women. It keeps them guessing and wanting to know more about him. It's the type of thing that can make a woman feel both intoxicating and nervous all at the same time. High-value men are often unwilling to share too much about themselves. They want to keep some things private, even if others might not understand why. They're not trying to be secretive or aloof, rather they don't want to share everything since they value their privacy. This mysterious nature can also make these men very tempting to women, since it allows them to use their imagination. They can try to figure out what kind of person he is, and what his life is like. Being a mystery doesn't mean that you should be detached or unapproachable. You can still be friendly and open, however you don't need to share your whole life right away. Just let her understand that there is more to you than what meets the eye. And while it's critical to be a mystery, you also don't want to be too mysterious. If you're too complicated to figure out, she might get frustrated and just give up. There needs to be a balance between being a mystery and being an open book.